I'm at the end of my patience today, which is why I'm doing this video. This video is to do with not just Ministry of Health, but also to do with the Ministry of Social Development. That is now the name that they have expanded it into, which once was the Department of Labour and the Ministry of Social Welfare. It is all classed now as the Ministry of Social Welfare. How it's supposed to work is, if you have a health condition and you're not covered by ACC, then WINZ is supposed to cover it, which is why you put on an invalid benefit. If there's a temporary system or a temporary illness, then you're on sickness benefit if you cannot work. If you cannot find a job, you get unemployment. If you are a partner, which is now covers men, but it used to be women only, and you have children, and you cannot get a job or anything else, you need to stay home and look after the kids, that's what the DPB benefit is all about, which is the dependence benefit. I am forced to be living on an invalid's benefit, which is supposed to pay all my bills with, except the problem is it doesn't even cover the cost of my weekly rent, because in the delusion that they call it apartment or the way their system works, because I'm a single white female with no children, I don't deserve to have a home, I don't deserve to have food on my table or be able to actually to pay my bills, such as the medical bills that they keep incurring me to start with for the health condition that they gave me in the first place. I'm not entitled, as far as they're concerned, to actually have some form of a life, despite the fact they're the ones who stole my life from me in the first place, because they poisoned me, they've crippled me, they've cheated me. So we have a series of processes. If you're on any of these benefits, you're supposed to go to what's called a review board, and they review the decision of whether the decisions they've made are correct or within the law, or you don't think it's right, so you have the right to fight it. The problem is, though, the system has now been under the governmentship of the national government. The national government has encouraged its staff to ignore paperwork, to not process forms, to purge files, to lie, and to cover shit up, so that the person who's on the other side of it, like myself, they get fucked in circles, cost money, cheated, abused, lied to, and they keep doing this to that person until such time as the person gives up and goes away. Except in my case, I'm not giving up and I'm not going away, because the government that was in before the national government finally took 5 years to sort their shit out, and then started finally paying for the costs for the condition that they gave me in the first place. And when I say they gave me a condition, I mean they deliberately infected approximately 160,000 people in this country with a vaccine that was out of date, that should never have been used, but the cheap bastards here bought it and used it, because their attitude is the needs of the many outweighs the needs of the few. And I was one of the few. And when we found out that they covered it all up and they lied about it, they're like, oh, okay, we'll assist you, we'll give you a helping hand, our Ministry of Social Development is supposed to help you, which is WINZ, and they'll pay certain costs, and no, Ministry of Health is supposed to pay the other costs, because you're not covered by the ACC system, which is where ACC is actually the Accident Compensation Corporation, which existed from 1974 until now, and covers if you have medical misadventure, which is somebody accidentally does something to you, or you have an accident, then they cover the costs of it. And if you're permanently damaged because of it, or you cannot go back to work permanently for it, they again are supposed to cover you and cover the costs of your medical treatments, your equipment, etc., etc., etc. In my case, because they did to me what they did before ACC's existence, covered the records up, and it took me over 20 years of digging to get them out, to find out that, yes, you were admitted to hospital with polio, you had polio, you lost my legs from the knees down and part of my left arm and had trouble breathing, and then because I reacted so fast to the antibiotics, I started to recover. They told me that, there would be no after effects. They lied. They then covered the records up, and so every time I went asking for my medical records because I got sick and had to keep stopping work, they kept going, oh yeah, no, we don't know where they are, they've been destroyed, oh, they're on microleash, oh, they're somewhere else, and make excuse upon excuse upon excuse. Eventually I got hold of records, which is now nearly 10 years ago, that clearly stated that, oh no, they haven't been destroyed, they've been hidden under a 70-year confidentiality agreement. So I now live with the problem of each time somebody new comes in, I have to inform them of all of the above I've just mentioned, and give them copies of the paperwork, because they have a bad habit of purging the file, which is why I keep copies of stuff. And Then you have to go through the problem of getting them to understand what you're telling them. After I've gone through all that, I then have them turn around again and ask me for copies of the records that they have, that they know that they have under confidentiality agreement, that they abuse me about, and then turn around and say, oh, well, we know we've got copies, we know we've got them hidden, but we still want you to give us copies of what we won't give you when you first ask for them in the first place. And because they won't give me copies of what I know that they've got, beyond what I've already got, or they keep ignoring what I've already got, they then turn around and pass it off to somebody new. And then you go through the same process again. And you explain to them again, and again, and again, and again. And the system that's supposed to be there, that if the government ignores the paperwork or breaches the agreements that were reached to help you, is two things. Either it's the Ombudsman's office or it's the courts. Now, in the other videos I've done about MOH and everything else, I've explained that I have gone to the courts. And I've had the court turn around and say to me that until I get it written correctly, I cannot have my case heard, despite the fact I have all the evidence to prove my case. When asked the courts, how do we write it correctly, their answer comes back as, we don't know how to write it correctly. But you haven't got it written correctly, so until you get it written correctly, you can't have your case heard. And you, again, ask the court again, which costs you $900 each time, and they go and explain to them, well, how can you say I haven't got it written correctly when you don't even know how to write it correctly, and yet I've got all my evidence to prove my case, so why can't I have my case heard? And they go, that's what we're told to tell you. And that's the excuse I've had out of them for over 10 years, through the legal system. The recent one which we've been trying to do is through what's called the judicial review. And so far, all I keep getting is they're going, oh, we're looking into it, we'll see what we can find out. And it's now been, let's see, over 6 months since I contacted the last bunch that has done that, and they still haven't done jack shit. None of them do jack shit. Meanwhile, I have letters upon letters upon letters from our MP's offices who say they're going to look into it, they're going to sort it out, or they'll go and have a look. Meanwhile, I have to suffer with this, and I have to suffer with my system shutting down, and I have to suffer with the cold and being sick and getting worse and worse and worse, and having to put up with idiot morons who don't listen when you tell them something. And then they send you back to the same people you started with. And at the end of the day, you've now got a $40,000 bill that you've got to pay with $250 a week. Plus, you've still got to live on your expenses costs, which are more than $250 a week, because you have to keep paying for the stuff ranging from where you live because of the health condition, through to the fact that they're not paying your money correctly, through to the fact that you've got to find food. And again, because I'm a single white female with no kids, the food banks tend to go, oh, we only give you 4 food passes a year. And you explain to them, well, I can't do anything about anything at the moment because the Ombudsman's not done her job. And that's what her job is supposed to do, because she's supposed to be the government watchdog. She's supposed to sit there as the Ombudsman, which they've actually got 3 now, and they all deal with different departments. But the one that I'm dealing with is a female, so that's why I keep saying she. And her job is supposed to be that she's the government watchdog, which means that she's supposed to sit there and she's supposed to monitor the government departments and make sure they're cohering to policy. Policy is the rules and laws and bills that make this country a government. So if it says that, for instance, a simple one is they're supposed to pay you 30% of the overall costs for the period of a year for each of the things to do with your health condition that are longer ongoing than 6 months under law, and you fit the criteria, then they're supposed to pay it. And that's exactly what the old government were doing. But the new one are ignoring it. Same as when it comes to other parts of their policies and system. There are, for the health system, it has the same sort of policies, which is if you have an ongoing health condition that lasts more than 6 months and you're not covered by ACC, the Ministry of Health is supposed to cover it. And you have to have all these things in this criteria that you fit. There's 18 items there of why you have to be covered by that part of the Ministry of Health. I fit 17 of them. You're only supposed to fit 1. And yet, I'm still not getting my stuff done properly with the Ministry of Health. The priority system of how it works on the Ministry of Health side of things when it comes to equipment and your assistance and your home help works in the categories of priority 1, priority 2 and priority 3. Priority 3 is whatever's left over, the poor sods on that, let's get that. Priority 2 has 2 categories in it. You have to fit one of those to be priority 2, otherwise you're in category 3, which is where, again, whatever's left over from their budget for sex things is where you sit until you need it. Priority 1, there are 6 categories of priority 1. And in that category, you must fit one of the things to be top of the list for whatever it is you're applying for. Your equipment, your home alterations, the extra needs you need for your health condition, home helpers, the whole shebang. You have to fit just one of those in the 6 categories that are for priority 1. I fit 5 of them. The only one I don't fit is because I haven't got kids. And instead of getting what I'm supposed to get, getting the things I'm supposed to need, I'm getting nothing. I'm getting fucked over, sent in circles, and it's got worse since the national government got in. They gave me excuses originally because they said, oh, we're going to we've purged the files with the Labour government. Please send us copies of the stuff that you have with them and we can see about reinstating it all. Did that the first year they were in. Kept sending them copies. Kept filling out forms. And in this time period, which is now nearly 4.5 years of having to deal with Ministry of Social Development and Ministry of Health, I have recopied stuff for more than what they owed me originally. And now they owe me $150,000 because they're not paying correctly. They've had copies of the stuff sent in, which was letters from the former Prime Minister, stuff that we've got out which clearly shows I was admitted to the hospital, stuff that shows that my records are hidden under confidentiality agreement, stuff for the ward that I was in and why we were in said ward, copies of records of memos where they've changed people's details around because they found out that yes, they were actually infected with the disease and how they put them under confidentiality agreement. The fact that they've covered stuff up because they changed building names and numbers, and those numbers in that did not exist at the time period all this stuff came up. Everything. It's been copied and sent to the government now a total of 45 times in the last 4 years. And I had Brianne Smith in the Prime Minister's office going, oh, I'm not getting it. So it was emailed to her. Then it was sent by the what was then my MP's office. And then it was then stamped and notarized by a Justice of the Peace and faxed from an MP's office, and still they made excuses. And then Nikki Uranga got involved. She was Ministry of Social Development, and I told all this at one stage, explaining who I'd been through, from the Ombudsman to the Queen, the Governor General, through to Nikki Uranga, Brianne Smith, dealing with what was Ben Collins, who got sacked from his job finally, and they put somebody else in, but they've still not done the job properly, along with Peter Hughes, who was the executive of social welfare, who I said if he can't do his damn job by cohering to policy, which is what he's supposed to be doing, then he should quit, and he did. To the new one, Brendan Ball, and it's the same bullshit. Give us time to look at this, give us time to look at that. Or they go and cover it up, or they go and purge it, or they don't look past the end of their nose. And then they wonder why people like myself get really, really fucking angry with them and start yelling at them. And I can understand now why people go into offices with guns and with knives and swords and do what they do. Because if it's anything like the cunts in this country who say they're helping you and instead cost you debts, make your health worse, and fuck you in circles and then send you somewhere else, they deserve everything they're fucking getting. And I have had enough. And I am at the point where I actually have threatened to go down and smash the fuck out of them with my crutches and been talked out of it because they go, it won't help. Well, maybe it will help. Because for the simple reason that if I get in the media, then somebody might get off their fucking ass and actually do something to assist me instead of making excuses because I'm a single white female with no kids.